Welcome to Trading with Rich. My channel is about financial planning your future, investing suggestions, and any other financial topic. Okay, it's now December 17th. This slide was written on the 17th here. We just finished the 2-week covered call and puts for December 2nd through December 16th. And now I'm going to show you how we're going to set ourselves up for the December 30th expiration date and what those calls and puts will be targeted at. So I'd prefer to sell this BABA stock here before the end of the year for tax purposes. I want to go ahead and take the gain in 2022, and that'll offset some of the losses I'm going to write off with some of my leaps that I got killed on. Leaps can be very dangerous. You're much better just to stay with covered calls on full stocks. But I do have 3 leaps on BABA because it was where I thought it was very low, and it's worked out really well. I've already paid for the cost of those leaps, so I'm okay with 3 leaps on BABA. But I have 10 full covered stocks. So the stock was at $90 when I set up my covered calls. It had actually been up to 91, and as it started to go down, I went ahead and thought that was the top for the day, and I set up my covered calls. So I set up 10 covered calls at $91 and 3, which were the synthetic stocks, at $95 because I plan on keeping the synthetic stocks, the leaps, and all these calls are going to expire on 12/30. Then I went in and set up 2-week cash secured puts. I did 10 contracts and 6 and 4. The stock was down to $86 when I set up the puts. I waited for about 4 hours because I thought the stock was going down. It went from 91 down to 86. So when it hit 86, I went ahead and set up the puts at 82 and 80, and it ended up being perfect timing. At the end of the day, you can always look back. You can be a 20/20 armchair quarterback and think you're doing right, but you really never know until you get to the end of the day, take a look and see how everything worked out. I did screen prints here so you can see throughout the day how I set myself up for the 12/30 expiration date on these calls and puts. So use the same basic philosophy. 80% out of the money is really about as risky as I want to get, because I normally don't want to to sell my stock. Now above, when the stock was at $90 and I sell it for 91, obviously that wasn't 80%. That was more like about 50 or 40%. But I wanted to sell the stock, and I figured it was going to go down a little bit because that's what it's been doing for the last couple of months, up and down. So I set it at 91, and that was kind of a magic number too, since my stock is cost averaged at $80.20. I thought, well, that'll give me a $10,000 gain on 1,000 shares of stock, $10 for each share. So on the puts, I did the 80%, which was 6 at 82, and then I did 90% with 4 at 80. Then I covered it with 10 insurance contracts at 76. So remember, the BABA price was 86.36 on 12/16. The gain plan, get it? It's a gain plan, not a game plan, but the gain plan is to sell it at $91 on 12/30 and keep the $4,200 of premiums from calls and puts that we set up on 12/16. So the stock appreciation is going to be about 10K, and the premiums in November and December, they're going to be well over 10,000, but I'll just throw 10,000 out there. As with everything, the best laid plans of mice and men. We'll see. Stay tuned for updates. We're just on the last leg here of a 2-month journey to show you how to do covered calls and puts with using Alibaba out of my portfolio with screen prints. So let's take a look at the first screen print. First one we have here is when the stock was showing at $89. Now actually it was closer to 91 when I started to do the call, but it fell so fast before I was able to do the screen print. You can see that we already have some profit here. That doesn't normally happen. Normally you've got a few dollars over what you earned because they got a little bit of value in them, but I've already gone down, and you'll see in the next slide that it went down even more. So anyway, we earned and were credited for $3,000 for the 10 contracts, which were the full-pledged stocks at 91. And then we've got 3, which my synthetic stocks, my leaps, and we earned $540. So we had $3,546 put into our checking account that we could use. If I want to get myself out of the obligation, I could have got myself out for $29.80 and for $5.37. So already profitable, $3, and on this one about $26. And that was just a few seconds after I had done this. So the next slide shows that it went down even further towards the end of the day. And what happened is, that's our insurance on those puts. And then here's what we were credited for the puts. We haven't earned that yet because we've got to wait till December 30th to see how it all shakes out. But we paid $600 in insurance and we collected $1,106 in premiums. So it's actually $506 gain if we stay above $82 but before December 30th. Now, look what happened when this stock went down to $86.79. We still got the $3,546 in the checking account, but we can buy ourselves out for $2,100 and $366. So what kind of gain is that? Well, here's the gain. This is the P&L open. The puts, kind of working themselves even. You got a 60 and a 60, and then a 0 because they're exactly the cost and the buyout are exactly the same. So that's pretty much even on the puts. But look what the gain is so far on this. Is like at 1:30 in the afternoon on Friday. I'd already gained $886 and $174 on the other call. So a total of $1,050 out of the $3,500 that I set for December 30th. So at this point I'm thinking maybe I sell out and buy a double, but I won't do that till Monday. We'll see if the stock starts to go up on Monday. We'll see what that gain is. But anyway, I'm shooting for the 3,500. As they say, pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. So I'm happy that I'm above, $1,000 on the earnings in less than a few hours. But I'm not really ready to go ahead and sell out this call, take the profit, and set up another call. But I may next week. I've got 2 weeks. Next week's Christmas, and then the week after that is New Year's. So some holidays here. They shouldn't move around too much, so we'll just stay with this. But this is the beginning slide also for our tracking of the Alibaba 1,300 shares between December 16th and December 30th. And remember, the game plan is we want to sell the 1,000 shares of Baba stock, and if it could get as close to or right on $91, that would be fantastic. Because even if it goes to $92, I'm gonna let it go for $91, but I'm gonna keep the whole $3,500 from the premiums on those calls, and then hopefully I make another $500 on the puts. Which puts, cash secured puts, that's a gamble. That's an option. I like doing them. I'm usually pretty good with it, but I'm really do not lose money on covered calls. If you miss a put and it goes down too low and it goes below your insurance, you could lose. In this case, it would be 4 times what I made. Actually, it's 2.5 times. I can make $500, but I could lose $1,200. Hopefully, it stays above 82. We'll see. Only time will tell. Again, thank you for tuning in to Trading with Rich. My handle at YouTube is at Trading with Rich 77. So if you want to give my handle to anybody, show them how you're following Trading with Rich and how we do covered calls and any other financial topics you'd like to talk about, just please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notifications. Okay, to finish the setup of the December 30th expiration for Alibaba with the covered calls and the cash secured puts, here's a quick spreadsheet to show you what's going on. So we've got each contract is 100 shares. We have a put at $82 price target. They're all going to end on December 30th, all of these, and I put them in on December 16th. So the first one was a price target of 82. The second put was a price target of 80, but there were 4. The first one had 6, so the cash deposited was 300 and 200. So we had $500 deposited into our checking account for this cash secured put. Now, you might ask how much I had to put down on the cash secured. I had to put down $1,100 for a possibility of making 500. I had to put 1,100 down. So when it starts going below 82, I'll end up paying back more than what I earned. But if it stays above 82, I should make $500. That's the hope. And both of those were put in on Friday, December 16th. So then on the calls, I trimmed the price target very close. When I made the first call of 10, which is all my full stocks on Alibaba, I went ahead and put 91 as a price target, but the price at the time was about $90.50. So I saw it was going down quickly, so I went ahead and put it in there. I didn't do the normal 80% out of the money because I want to sell this stock or let it go. If it goes above 91, I wanted to let it go on December 30th so that I won't have to do the wash rule because it's not a loss, it's a gain. My average price on all those stocks, out of the 1,000 stocks, is $80 and I think it's 60 cents. But if I let it go at $91, then I'll make over $10,000 on that stock appreciation. But I also got $3,006 cash deposited in there for the covered call. Now on the second covered call, there's 3, which would be 300 shares of stock. I had a price target of 95. The price had gone down really quickly, and by the time I put that one in, it was $89. So I made $540 cash deposited in the checking account for a price target of 95. Now at the end of the day, we ended up finishing Alibaba that on Friday yesterday at about $86 and 36 cents. The odd thing is that of the 3,000 and the 540, I could have gotten out of that obligation and still made about $1,100. So that's what happens when the price fluctuates like it did. I was lucky enough to be able to write my calls, earn the high premiums, and make the 3,006 and 540. And then as I waited for about 4 hours for the price to go down, it pushed the puts lower, so I was able to make 300 and 200, on a push of 82 and 80. Excuse me, a put at 82 and 80 when the day finished at 86, around 86 and a half. So subtotals, $4,046 for 2 weeks. That's not bad. I'm trying to sell the stock, the 1,000 shares, at the end of the year, so I can start a new year with a clean slate and take the profits into this year, 2022. So I noted at the bottom that the Alibaba price finished at 86.36 on December 16th, and we'll see where that goes. We'll see how we end up on December 30th. So appreciate you tuning in to Trading with Rich. My YouTube channel is at tradingwithrich_finance. Please tell your friends and family about the channel, and I will keep putting out these Alibaba calls and puts so you can see how it's done with explanations and with screen prints. This is the setup for Alibaba. I'll see you on the next video.